If you re over 60 and you've started noticing that your vision ISN T as sharp as it once was, please stay with me right now, because this might be the most important video you ever watch. In fact, within the first 30 seconds. I want to share something most people don't know. Studies show that eating just a handful of specific nuts before bed can slow down cataracts, repair retinal damage, and even protect against age-related blindness. Imagine that something as simple as what you eat before sleep could mean the difference between seeing your grandkids' faces clearly or living with cloudy, fading eyesight. This isn't a gimmick, it's science. And yet, so many seniors are never told the truth about how powerful nutrition can be. That's why I need you to listen closely, because I'm going to reveal for secret nuts that, when eaten before bed, give your eyes the exact nutrients they need to repair overnight. And while you're watching, I'd love for you to join the conversation. Tell me in the comments which of these nuts you already eat, and which one surprises you the most. Your story could help someone else protect their vision too. Now, let's be real for a moment. Losing your eyesight is one of the scariest parts of aging. Think about it. When vision fades, so does independence. Driving becomes dangerous. Reading becomes a struggle. Even walking across the room feels risky. I've spoken with countless seniors who confess their biggest fear isn't dying. It's losing their sight and becoming a burden. My dear friend Margaret, at 68, experienced that fear firsthand. She had just welcomed her first granddaughter, and when she held her in her arms, she realized she couldn't see her tiny face clearly. She told me, her voice trembling, "Mark, it's like someone smeared Vaseline on my eyes. Everything is cloudy. I'm terrified it will only get worse." That heartbreak isn't rare. Millions of people over 60 feel the same. But the hope I want to give you tonight is that nature has hidden healing inside the simplest foods. These nuts I'm about to tell you about aren't exotic, they aren't expensive, and they're sitting right there in your grocery store. Yet eaten in the right way, before bed, they can act like natural medicine for your eyes. I want you to picture something with me. Imagine your body at night, as you close your eyes and drift into sleep. While you rest, your cells work tirelessly. Your eyes go through a detox, clearing away damage, fighting off stress, and rebuilding tissues. It's almost like a janitor team coming in to clean up after a long day. But here's the key. The nutrients you give your body before bed decide how well that repair job goes. If your body is starved of antioxidants, omega-3 south, and protective minerals, your eyes wake up weaker. But if you give them exactly what they crave, they wake up brighter, stronger, and more resilient. That's why the timing matters so much. These nuts aren't just healthy snacks. They like nighttime medicine when eaten at the right moment. Let me start with a story. My neighbor Harold is 72 years old. For years, he refused to drive at night because headlights looked like giant halos. He told me it felt like he was staring through fog every time a car passed. He had accepted it as normal aging. But then he started a new bedtime habit, eating about 8 almonds before bed. Within just 3 months, he noticed something incredible. The halos around headlights began to fade. His vision seemed clearer. He finally felt safe enough to drive at night again, something he hadn't done in years. What made the difference? Almonds are packed with vitamin E, one of the most powerful antioxidants, for protecting the eye's lens and retina. Vitamin E neutralizes oxidative stress, the very process that leads to cataracts. Research shows that seniors who get enough vitamin E are up to 25% less likely to develop cataracts. Isn't that astonishing? Just a small, simple nut making that big of a difference. So now, I want to ask you, do you already snack on almonds, or is this a surprise to you? Let me know in the comments, because it may inspire someone else watching to give almonds a chance tonight. But almonds are just the beginning. There's another nut that doesn't just protect your eyes. It literally fuels them with life-giving circulation. Walnuts. Most people think of walnuts as brain food. But their benefits extend to the eyes as well. You see, as we age, blood flow to the retina weakens. Those tiny vessels need to deliver oxygen and nutrients, but inflammation and cholesterol block them up, starving your eyes of what they need. Walnuts are packed with plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which act like natural lubricants for your circulation. They reduce inflammation, improve blood vessel health, and allow oxygen to flood into the delicate structures of the eye. Let me tell you about Sarah, a retired teacher in her mid-60s. For years, she battled dry eyes. Her doctor shrugged and said, "That's just aging," but she was miserable. Then she began eating a few walnuts before bed every night. Within weeks, her eyes felt less gritty in the mornings. After 6 months, her eye doctor was stunned. Her retinal circulation had improved. She told me with tears in her eyes, "Mark, it feels like my eyes woke up younger." That's the power of something as simple as walnuts. And I want to hear from you too. Do you eat walnuts, or have you avoided them because they're rich? Share in the comments, because I guarantee there are others wondering the same. But perhaps the most surprising nut for your eyes isn't almonds or walnuts. It is pistachios. Yes, those little green gems we often eat by the handful while watching TV. Pistachios are unique because they're loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, the very pigments that make up the macula of your eye. These pigments act like built-in sunglasses, filtering out harmful blue light and protecting against macular degeneration. Without them, your vision becomes dull, colors lose their brightness, and your risk of blindness skyrockets. I once worked with a man named Raymond, a painter who nearly gave up his passion at age 70. He said the colors on his canvas looked muted, lifeless. It broke his heart. I suggested pistachios before bed, just a handful. 3 months later, he called me with excitement bursting in his voice. "Mark, the colors are back. The blues, the reds, the greens. It's like someone flipped a light switch in my eyes." Imagine that, regaining not just sight, but joy, simply from a bedtime snack. So let me ask you, have you noticed colors fading? Does the world seem less vivid than it once was? Drop your answer in the comments. You may be surprised how many others feel the same. Finally, we come to a nut that most people never think of, but could be the secret weapon against cataracts: Brazil nuts. These large, rich nuts are nature's best source of selenium, a mineral critical for protecting your eye's lens from oxidative damage. Cataracts form when the proteins in your lens clump together from stress and damage. Selenium stops that clumping process, keeping your lens clearer, longer. I'll never forget Dolores, a 74-year-old woman I met who was terrified of cataract surgery. Her sister had gone through it and faced complications, and she was scared the same would happen to her. I encouraged her to talk with her doctor about nutrition and suggested Brazil nuts as part of her bedtime routine. She added just 1 or 2 each night. After 6 months, her eye doctor noticed her cataracts had not progressed at all. He was amazed. Dolores felt like she had been given more time to read, to watch her shows, to live without fear. Isn't it incredible how something so small could buy us such precious time? Now I want to ask you, have you ever tried Brazil nuts? They're not as common as almonds or walnuts, but they might just be the nut that saves your sight. Let me know in the comments if you've tasted them before. When you combine these for nuts, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts, you create a synergy, a complete package of protection for your eyes. Almonds give you vitamin E. Walnuts deliver omega-3 south. Pistachios provide lutein and zeaxanthin, and Brazil nuts supply selenium. Together, they act like an army of bodyguards, protecting every part of your vision, the retina, the macula, the lens, the blood vessels. And when you eat them at night, before bed, you give your eyes exactly what they need at the exact time they repair. It's like fueling a lamp before sleep, so it glows bright through the night. Now here's something important to remember. This isn't about replacing medical care. I would never tell you to skip doctor visits or treatments. But adding these nuts to your nightly routine can be a natural, powerful way to give your eyes an advantage. And honestly, what do you have to lose? They're delicious, simple, and available at any store. The worst case is you enjoyed a healthy snack. The best case? You protect your vision and keep your independence for years longer. Thank you for watching, and as always, comment below. I want to hear your thoughts, your experiences, and your stories. Your voice matters, and your actions can inspire others. Here's to brighter mornings, sharper vision, and a life full of colors, faces, and moments you never want to miss.